Very much. Senator Neil O'Donnell.
Ceannar Boilums our Anna Winters, Luan Shaw, Ermodin. Leader, this morning in Belfast in Clifton House, Sinn Féin launched a comprehensive discussion document entitled Uncomfortable Conversations. And the focus of that dialogue has been around the process of reconciliation across the island. And it's kind of ironic we're talking about this given some of the exchanges this morning. I think we could all do with a wee degree of reconciliation now and again. But as you know and as you'll appreciate, Leader, 20 years almost beyond the Good Friday Agreement, the peace process and in turn a process of reconciliation must and cannot ever be taken for granted. It can never be allowed to remain stagnant or static. We must always be very, very conscious of the need to reassess, reinvigorate and re-energise that process. And we have made very monumental change, there's no doubt about that. But the next step in that journey, I think it is acknowledged very broadly, particularly in the north, but not exclusively, has to be that national dialogue around reconciliation. We have had a national dialogue and we will have more around Brexit. That's important, that's right. We have had calls in this chamber and others for a dialogue around preparations for Irish reunification. In parallel with those discussions, I think we need to have a conversation about respect, about equality, about embracing and cherishing each other's views, perspectives, cultures, languages and practices. In the north, there is an acute leader sense that political unionism has failed to step up to the mark in terms of its responsibilities to the equality agenda, to respecting at its most basic level simply a sense of Irishness, an Irish identity, the Irish language and expressions of our culture and national identity. So as part of a process of nation building, we have to have that process of national reconciliation. And I'm very, very proud and conscious of the role that Republican leaders, particularly Martin McGuinness in recent years, has played to that process. But it can't happen in isolation, and we shouldn't allow it to happen in isolation. We all have a role to play, and if we acknowledge, and I'll finish on this, Las Caharlach, if we acknowledge, in fact, that the conflict can be measured by a whole range of measures, if it permeated all of our lives and all of our history right across this island, so too must that process of reconciliation. So we all have a role to play in that, and I hope, Leader, we as an institution and as a chamber could help facilitate and convene some of that dialogue going forward.
Thank you, Senator.